Okay, guys, we're back with the Magician Alpha again. Today we're doing chargers and batteries. So my normal problem with chargers is I tend to be on the go a lot, and I use my bikes going all over the place, and I gotta carry the chargers with, and they tend to do this where they start to split. I'm not a big fan of that because you gotta put the cable like this or figure out some way of carrying it. So what I've been doing lately is I've just been putting XT90 plugs, kind of like this one. This is the first time I tried this one, but sorry, I've been doing XT60 plugs. So I do it like that, and then you just plug your end in here when you're ready to go. And just make sure you don't lose this part. That's the only downside, is make sure you don't lose this part. But the upside is, while you're traveling, you don't have to worry about the cables getting all bent up and smashed on the corners and everything. So it works really well. The other reason I'm doing this is a weird Joulette connection, and I've only been able to find it with a bulk buy or already installed on chargers. So my second goal is to be able to use this charger. And this is where the whole battery part comes in, because this charger is a variable voltage and variable amperage. Goes from, I believe, 50 volts to 134 volts and upwards of 45 amps, I believe. I know these aren't going to be able to take all that, but we're going to find out how much it can take. Yeah, and that was a delivery. So let's see who's at the door. Well, timing was pretty good. all that for those. Just so happens that, that ain't the one. I was getting ready to replace the end on this one, and they had those stupid triangle security screws in. Perfect timing. So I'll be able to take care of this one too. But our goal for today is to take one of the Alpha chargers. I'm thinking I'm only going to need one. Take one of the Alpha chargers, set it up with the XT60 plug, and just make sure everything's working. Then I'll get another XT60 plug and do the other one. So we'll set that up. Then when we're done, we're gonna plug in the hypercharger and test out what each battery can take. Because according to the math, the rear 50S cells in the rear, those ones, standard charge rate is 2.5 amps. There's two of them in series, so that should be 5 amps on standard. And I believe the max was 6 amps, so it would be 12 amps, 6 amps each, so it would be 12 amps total. But I don't know what they did with the BMS on that one. And then for the front, for the 50 GB cells, those ones were 1.6 amps on standard, so 4, that puts us, my math sucks in my head, like 6.5 amps on standard. And then they rated them up to up to 4.8 amps, which would get us up to like 19 amps total, something like that. So we'll see what they let the BMS do. I'm betting they're probably going to be on the conservative end. I'm hoping for 10 amps up front, so I can get a 2-hour charge window. And I'm hoping for at least 5 on the rear. I'm betting with the better cells in the rear, we'll probably get a little more like 7 or 10 on the rear. And I'm hoping for 10 on the front. But we're gonna see. Fortunately, while doing this project, I was streaming music, so instead of worrying about getting a copyright strike, you get this crappy voiceover and some of my music. If you just want to see how the batteries respond to the hypercharger, go ahead and jump ahead to the 9-minute mark, and you can bypass all this. Now might be a good time to point out, I got all my fingers, I got all my toes. I've been doing sketchy shit for 40 plus years. This is your first time trying to do something like this? Don't use the big ass cutoff wheel like I'm doing here. Use a smaller one with finer blades. This one is crazy aggressive, and if it grabs the plastic, your hand's going right into it.
Stomp on the ground like a thunderous beat. Neon lights on where the shadows meet. Wheels spinning faster than the night's retreat. The city's alive, but it bows to my feet. Gliding through the cracks in time. Electric hums, a secret rhyme. Rolling on my electric machine. Heads turn sharp like a laser beam. They don't get it, this life's unseen. Electric light, it's more than a dream. Fingers trace it like I'm drawing fire. Skyscrapers blink, they're my silent choir. Every block I pass feels like it's wired. The rhythm's mine, I'm never tired. They wonder what I'm chasing for. I'm not bound to the city floor. Rolling on my electric machine. Heads turn sharp like a laser beam. They don't get it, this life's unseen. Electric light, it's more than a dream.
Okay, so I got the charger pre-configured to 84 volts. The question is, how high do we want to go? Right now these batteries are both around 60%. We're at 4.7. I don't know if you can see that because the stupid grill's in the way. Oh, you can kind of see that. 4.7, 5. This would be standard charge rate for a 2-up set of cells. 12 amp would be max. I'm guessing they'll probably let us go to 8 maybe before the BMS cuts off. 7.8. Oh, yep. So if you see it jumped up to 84, so BMS cut us off around 8. So I'd probably be able to charge comfortably at 7.5. Then all I'm doing is just throwing it back on the bike, having it reset the BMS. Right back off. Ooh, let's turn it all the way down. Okay, so we're going to say comfortably 7.5. Which actually wouldn't be bad. So if I could do 7.5 on the rear and 10 on the front, I'd actually be able to keep up with all the EUC guys. I mean, they're charging 130, 140 volts. They're doing like 10, 15 amps. It's ridiculous. The only reason my Romeo can even keep up with them is it's got a 60 amp hour battery. So most of the time I'm living on borrowed time. Ah, dang. I'm gonna say 7's probably as high as I can go reliably. Problem is there's a little bit of a delay, so when I turn it up, it takes it a second, and I keep overshooting. 6. Think we'll shoot for 7. Just give it a little bit. And man, if the front cell was 50S, and we could do like 14 amps on the front, that'd be like infinite range on that. You could charge up, stop somewhere, eat some food, pull 14 amps on the front, pull 7 amps on the rear, be fully charged in less than an hour. Okay, I'll have to do long-term tests, but we'll say about 7, maybe 7.5. For sure, 8's too much. Turn it down. Okay. So now we've got the front. Shoot, what the heck did I say the math was? 6.4 is standard charge, so we should be able to get at least theoretically 6.4. What are the odds that it uses the same BMS? I bet it does. I bet you as soon as we hit 8, let's put money on it. As soon as it hits 8, it's going to go off. 7, 6, 7, 7, 8, yep. That's it. So I'm betting they're using the same BMS. It should be good about, you know, what I might end up doing is just, instead of carrying this around, I might just look for 2 84 volt 7 amp chargers. Use my 3 amps at home, and I'll use 7 amps on the road. I was hoping to get more. Okay, well, there you go. Front and rear cuts off at about 8 amps, so 7.5, probably the most you'll be able to get.